Well, if you couldn't tell, we're back.
We're back. We look. Oh, well, I look a state. So we are back, guys. We are back in the UK. I am very, 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 very jet lagged, as Kelly.
Yes, and I've literally about 10, 15 minutes ago had a shower. So we got home and we were so tired. Mark started emptying the suitcases, doing little bits and pieces. I was so. Mark managed to sleep a little bit on the plane. Do you want to tell them about the return?
Oh yes. So Kelly very, very, very nicely booked me business class for the return trip. Well, both of us business class.
Yeah.
For the return trip. So yeah, first time I ever done it. Hey Jensen, hello, good evening. You are now home. We are Jensen.
We are Jensen. We are now home.
So we arrived this morning. So apologies for being late. We are very, very jet lagged, as I say. We arrived early this morning, and then our time frames are all messed up. So we've not slept since, I'd say, what would you say, yesterday?
Whatever time we got on the plane or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. So quite a while ago. So we got. Hey Sam, how are you?
Hi Sam, hope you're well.
Good to see you. So yes, we are back. Looking probably the worst for wear. So apologies, like we haven't slept for a long time. So we were on the we did an overnight flight. So we left about 10 past, about 5:30 US time, which is 10:30 UK time.
Well, we were originally, as far as I'm aware, we were supposed to be leaving at 5:40, but then it changed to 5:05. And thank God, we always have the foresight of getting to the airport like earlier than we really should. And so when I had looked at it, I thought it was a 5:40 flight, but it was a 5:05 flight, but we were slightly delayed by about 10-15 minutes.
How are you, Sam, by the way? You well? Sinclair, how are you? You good? Jensen, everything all right? Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us. So, apologies we're late. Like I say, we are I keep saying we're already jet lagged. We're just trying to get a grip on things. The whole thing is just weird now because obviously our body clocks are still 5 hours behind. We flew through the night, so we haven't had much sleep, and we landed this morning, came back, and it's now 6:30. But in our body clock is about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So but it was all good. Oh, good. I'm glad you were. And Sam, thank you. I took your advice when I got back and emptied the suitcases. I had an Epsom salt bath, and it really worked wonders. So thank you.
And I did have Voltarol, so he got to use Voltarol while we were out there as well. And because we flew back business class, he actually got to lay down and have a sleep, and his back was better for it rather than being seated up where we were. Like, so going, obviously we went economy, and it was fine because his back was fine. And then we flew back business class because I did it as a birthday surprise, as part of Mark's birthday surprise. And so you got to lay down.
I did. I've got to say, it was Jensen asked, did you two enjoy business class? It's the first time. Do you know, I never, ever thought I would fly business class in my lifetime. So thanks to Kelly, a lovely birthday surprise. The trouble is, you never want to go back. I'm just thinking, oh my God, the seats actually lie flat. I've never, ever been on a plane where you can lie flat.
Yeah.
So that was unbelievable.
And the way so this is an older plane, so it's not one of the newer planes. So as far as I'm aware, BA flies into the newer part of the Orlando airport, and Virgin still flies into the older part of the airport. I prefer the older part of the airport, to be honest. I feel like there's a lot more going on and there are a lot more things. But with business class, we got priority boarding, which was, and I hadn't told Mark anything. So
no, this is all a surprise.
So I just said to Mark, I've just booked us like a lounge, and with that lounge we get double baggage and we get priority boarding. So he didn't have a clue, and even when we got on the plane, because obviously if you're sitting in first class or business class, you turn left. If you're sitting in premium economy or anything like that, you turn right. So even when they said, oh yeah, it's just through there and you turn left, he still didn't have a clue.
No, I didn't. I thought I would think, but it was amazing. It really, really was. I think it's the first time I have ever done that as well. The food was incredible. Best food I've ever had on a plane.
On a plane, yeah.
On a plane, for sure. So it was definitely good. So if anybody does it, do it once in your lifetime. I think that's all I'll be able to do once in my lifetime. But once in my lifetime, it was absolutely amazing. And yeah, thank you, Sam. It did really, really help. It really did help. I don't know what that was. I don't know if at one stage I was worried I'd really done some damage because it was so painful about 2 days ago. But after the Epsom bath, and it's a lot better. So thank you very much. Jensen said it's my last live until. Oh yes, it will be your last live. You're going to Lanzarote.
You're going to have an amazing time. I love Lanzarote.
Under 23 kg on EasyJet. That's right. So ours was under 23 on BA.
No,
so,
it was 23.
It was 23. So yeah. So you'll be fine, Jensen. Just work. And also, there isn't much to buy in Lanzarote, so you won't come back with tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Or tons of junk like we have.
So normally, when we go, but we didn't do it last time, but normally we didn't do it last year, but normally we would pay for one extra suitcase, and then we'd buy a load of stuff and we'd pack that suitcase full of stuff. This time we were both able to have double baggage allowance because of the upgrade and stuff, and so we packed both of our bags, and we brought back some drinks from the States. So
these aren't wine, by the way. This is just cran grape and stuff.
Yeah, so we brought cranberry white peach, cranberry mango, and what was the other one?
Oh god, I can't remember.
It's not pineapple.
One other thing as well.
Yeah.
And I managed to get back some mac and cheese. So the
two mac and
cheeses, the ones you basically add milk to.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to have that. My little taste of the States.
Yeah.
Sam said, I depend on my hot baths. It's the only time of the day when the pain eases. I have lots of bubbles, bath salts, and bath bombs, a lot of which are gifts. Is there one you'd recommend more than the other, Sam, just out of interest? So do you find there's one that's really easy? Is it the Epsom? Is that the best one? Or do you use other stuff that really, really helps?
Back in the day, it used to be Radox, didn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
If you remember Radox.
Put that in the bath. But yeah, be interested to know, because I'll try that again tomorrow. The bath did really help, though. Thank you.
Yeah, because we've got Epsom salts. And so, yeah.
Nick's boss has me a lovely bottle of wine last night. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's lovely. Did you enjoy that in the bath?
Evelyn would.
Yeah, Evelyn has her champagne, doesn't she?
Yeah, her champagne and strawberries.
So we won't do a massively long live today, only because we are so jet lagged. So you don't really want to watch us fall asleep. We'll show some of the stuff, and I'll put inverted commas stuff that we got back from the States just to show you guys, first of all, if you're interested. And we'll go through bits and bobs. But first and foremost, how have you guys been? Thank you so much as well. We wanted to say a really big thank you for joining us on the lives throughout our holiday. It was really, really good, to be able to do that, to be able to just talk to you guys and show you around. We love showing you around. Oh, Jensen, we've just deleted your message because you put your flight details on there. Never share your flight details.
Yeah, you've got to learn to be safe online, because it's not only us that's going to watch this. A load of people are going to watch it. And we don't want to give them your details. And what
we want you to be safe. So we did it.
So that's why I've just removed the comment.
But we do hope you really have a good time in Lanzarote. I'm sure you'll have an absolutely.
You're going to have an amazing time.
Sam said Radox is good. I like the time bath salt and the sleep therapy. I'll have to try that. I will have to give that a try.
Yeah, Radox back in the day.
But yeah, no, I was going to say actually, so the business class thing was really good. That was such a nice treat. What's great is you can actually, like I said, not only can you lie vertically, they also give like these eye masks and these sort of sprays that you can have that help you sleep.
Did you put them all upstairs or?
No, they're around somewhere. They're around. We've got a whole load. We're looking around because there's a whole load of junk. I emptied the suitcases, but all the stuff we bought. Right, we will show you some of the rubbish that we bought. And I say rubbish because you know us, we collect and hoard like there's no tomorrow.
I don't know what people are going to say when they come to
I know exactly. They're going to go, oh my, what have you been buying? So some of this stuff, I'm afraid we couldn't resist. Sam said my last bath bomb was from France and smelled like Parma violets, and my skin felt so soft. Not sure of the brand. I think it was handmade.
Oh,
you do spot. Do you ever use the Lush products, Sam? Would you recommend those? Tia, hello.
Hi, Tia. Hope you're well.
Good to see you. So yeah, we would just do a little catch up. So we're just going to show you guys some of the rubbish we bought, and I say rubbish because it is, we like our junk. So now what you'll have in they do these what I call sippy cups. They do these novelty drinking things.
He calls them sippy, but they're sipper cups.
They're sipper cups. So the idea is you buy one of these things, you take it around the park, and you can do free refills. But because they're so good, now I've got loads of these. We've got Harry Potter ones. We've got one, but this was a Jawa one. And I looked at it, I thought, oh my God, this is just more clutter. And then I saw it, and then I saw what it did. And then I thought, I've got to get it. Here we go. So you can.
I can imagine St. Cot loving this.
Take the head. You take the head off. It's a nightmare to clean. You put your drink in there, and I said, where on earth do I sit on this thing? And of course, it's here. You've got to be quite rough with it because it's really difficult. It's stuck. But you pull that back. There you go. And you sit from the Jawas.
And there was a, what you call it, bucket, a Death Star bucket that lit up and everything.
My God, yeah.
Some of the stuff that was amazing.
Stormtrooper helmets. And the idea is, of course, you get your first refill free. But I thought, I'm going to come back with so much junk. The other one you got was the Orange Bird, which is over there. I would love to try Lush, especially some of the beautiful Xmas bombs. I was interested actually to see what else Lush do, or if you would recommend them. I did buy you a Lush. Wicked when it came out. So this is the Orange Bird. So Florida is famous for growing its oranges. And again, this was a sipper cup we got. You get your first refill free. This was actually an orange.
This was a smoothie.
It was really good. I'm not a big fan of the orange flavour, but this was actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
So there you go. You stick your smoothie in there. And what's cute is the little Orange Bird has his own little sipper himself. Although you can't drink from this one. This is just a prop. Yeah. So there we go. More junk, more clutter. I'll put that over there. Kelly, you're glowing, says Tia.
Thank you very, very much. You know what? I just jumped out the shower and my skin's a lot better. It's getting a lot better, thank goodness. So the sun obviously really helps your skin, the vitamin D, all of that type of stuff. So it was just really nice to be there and be in the sun. But to be fair, it was nice to come back to the sun. I was so tired. I got into bed, I was freezing. I said, Mark, you're gonna have to do a water bottle. So Mark did one water bottle. Well, he did two. And one was for his back, and then one, I was just the long one. I was just like, oh my God. But I just hugged it, and then I was able to fall asleep. But prior to that, I was in the midway. So I went into bed and I was just midway. I wasn't like fully immersed because I was just so cold. And then I said to Mark, oh, you're going to have to make a hot water bottle. So then he went and made one, and I hugged it, and I was asleep.
Okay, was fast asleep. So, well, I'm down here unpacking suitcases. Though this one's fast asleep.
Excuse me for trying to make your holiday a memorable one. Your birthday holiday.
Denzel says, so sorry, next time I will fix it. And that toy is funny and my dogs would like it. Which one? The Jawa.
The Jawa.
I think that they would like the Jawa. Here you go. I just love playing with it. There we go. More junk and clutter for us to do there. Hey, Kirsty, how are you?
Hey, Kirsty, I hope you're well.
Good to see you. We are back, as you can see. Jensen, we're more just concerned about your safety.
I'm losing nails by the minute.
I know. Look at this. They're all dropping off. Right, so what else did we buy? So I've got some little bits and bobs. Now, we will obviously put our videos up. So there won't be one this weekend, unfortunately, because I want to create some new intros for the videos. But we will start doing the video, obviously the food ones we did. Now, unfortunately, we did repeat a few places, but we wanted to because some of the dishes were new. Not in every place. We went back to Magic Kingdom, and that was exactly the same. But you can see us eat our fill. So I've got my Grinch pajamas look. So these were on sale. I was actually shocked at these. These were 60% off. So I got my Grinch pajamas.
So because we are annual pass holders, there are special lounges that they have. And then there's money off certain things. And this was one of them.
My little Grinch pajamas look. There we are.
I thought you got the long one.
I got both. This was in the sale as well. So I got my little Jurassic.
This one he's been eyeing up for like ages.
My little Jurassic Park t-shirts. So Kirsty, I took your advice. I got far too many t-shirts. A lot of these were on the sale though. So this was actually.
That's how we justified it.
That's how I justified it. A lot of these you would have seen actually from our last year's video, and they were on sale this year. So you can do that if you go to the Disney outlets. everything you saw us shoot today, if you go another time, you'll see probably in
That's the actual outlet. The other ones that he showed you was from Universal. This one that he's just showed you is from Disney.
Oh, I just sent you a picture of Zachary's new drink bottle, which is cute. All right, let's take a look. Cool pajamas. I thought they were quite cool. Hey, Charlie, how are you?
Hey, Charlie, hope you're well.
Hey, Kath, how are you? You well?
Hey, Kath, hope you're well.
Right, so the other bit we bought quite a few bits and bobs from Nintendo World. Not Nintendo World, sorry, Epic Universe.
Epic Universe.
So you got your little grand opening thing. And we just got little bits and bobs from Nintendo World, all stuff you don't need.
Grand opening. And you know what? You won't be able to get this again. So this was one of the ones that we got. And yeah, I wish I'd gotten two, actually. But yeah, this was the grand opening, and obviously you saw us when we were there.
So I cannot wait for Kenny to put that video up, because I think that will be really good. You'll get to see the Epic Universe that we got to see.
I've already done a couple of shorts, so you would have sort of seen a couple of the shorts. But yeah, there was at one point where Mark was vlogging and I was vlogging. He had the microphone on. He should have turned his microphone off, because you can hear us talking at the same time. But he's doing the vlog and I was doing the live, or vice versa. So yeah.
Tia said, yeah, I was going to say, I like your nail colour.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, literally nail, because there's about 3 left.
Yeah, there's 3 left.
I can't believe that, because you only had them done just before we went away.
Yeah, but nails only last a couple of weeks. You then have to get the refill. But I never get the refill. This was just because I just thought, oh, you know what, we're going on holiday. I'm not really one to regularly do my nails and stuff like that. I'm not that type of a person. I'm not one to wear makeup every day or any of that stuff, sort of thing. But if it's like a party or something like that, I'll do makeup. And then I don't do my nails every single holiday either. It was just like, because it was Mark's big birthday, and I just thought, you know what, let me do my nails. And I did a couple of other bits. And so, yeah, and that's what we did. We did Space 220.
Yeah, we did. We will look forward to showing you that when we went back there. We did a few of our old favourites. So we did get to Bahama Breeze again. We did go to Cheddar's, which is one of our favourites now. So we tried to do a mixture. We've always done ones in the park. But there were a few people that commented, said, oh, can you try and show us something a bit more price friendly?
Yeah.
So we did try to do that too.
Yeah.
The problem is with the park ones is they are so expensive. So well, not all of them, but a lot of them are.
I think to make your holiday cost effective is if you book a hotel that does free breakfast and then maybe like a free evening meal or something like that. So Homewood Suites is one of those places, and Embassy is another one. And I think Rosen Inn is another one. So they all do free breakfast, and then they sort of do an evening meal Monday to Thursday, because they expect that you'll be out Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So they don't do one. But that would mean you have to be back in time in order to enjoy the evening meal. And it's free. So the hotel is a little bit more expensive, but you will get your breakfast and your evening meal included. Breakfast is 7 days a week, but your evening meal is 4 days a week. But that will save you a lot of money in the long run. And then if you wanted to make it even more viable, you could then go buy things in Walgreens or take a taxi to like a Target or something, and then fill up for the week, and even get your snacks and stuff like that. So you're not having snacks in the parks, because that can really rack up as well. And if you bring water bottles, so like Mark and I, we brought our water bottles.
Yeah.
And so Mark's got a litre one and I've got 2 750 ones. And then we fill them up with water in the morning before we leave. So we're not buying so many drinks in the park. And then if you do want to still sort of like have drinks, you can buy a souvenir cup like this. And you can get them in the Disney parks as well. And then you can have free refills for the day. And in order to reactivate them, I think it's something like $11 a day. But you could get one between the 2 of you or 3 of you, because you can fill them up every 10 minutes. So you don't need to buy one per person, let's say. You can just buy a few. And there are drink stations all over the park. And you just go and you just refill your drink. There are also water stations all along the park. So if you don't mind tap water, and you don't mind how the water tastes in the States, then you can very well go to all of these water stations and just fill up your water bottle.
So Charlie's got 704 followers. Well done,
Wow,
Charlie. That's
well
5 more
done.
actually from the last week. Well done.
Wow.
Kirsty said, I said a t-shirt, as in per trip, not taking the blame. I had multiple, Kirsty. So I'm going to hold you for that. That's also legally binding. So no, I know what you mean. We are. You know what? The big problem I have is I buy them, and then I think, right, that's it. I've done now, and then I forget I bought it. Put them away in a little cupboard in the hotel, and then buy more and more. And it's only when we come to pack, I thought, oh my god, I bought this, I bought that, I bought this. Oh my god, I bought this, and I forget what I bought. So I really should keep a little log of what I buy. Oh, you can talk. You can talk.
We'll see how much I bought.
You can.
We will see how much stuff I've bought compared to how much stuff you've bought.
Where are we? Good, thanks, said Kath. You guys look refreshed. Kelly does. I don't. I look terrible. I admit
Mark pushed and pushed and pushed himself to the point, even while he had a backache, he still, all of a sudden, when his back felt a little bit, oh yeah, and then jumping around, and then
back again. I know. Do you know what it was? It's because I'm only there for 2 weeks throughout the year, and I just thought I really want to enjoy it. So I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted when it flared off, because I was supposed it was good in a way because I had to take a break, but I really want to just hit the parks hard, which is one of my favourite things to do. But thank you. Jency said, my favourite bacon is Spanish bacon. What's it about Spanish bacon you like? Is it the smoky taste? Is it salty? What do you like about Spanish bacon?
Is it like pancetta, prosciutto, or something like that, rather than, like back bacon?
Tia said, do you guys keep all your past Disney merch, or do you ever sell anything?
We don't ever sell anything.
We are terrible, Tia. We keep all of it.
Absolutely terrible.
We don't give it away. We don't bin it. It just sits there and clutters.
It accumulates.
It does. We are really bad. We have given stuff away to family members and stuff like that, but even their parents will just say, oh no, don't give them any more stuff. So we do have a lot of things. We're terrible, like I said, for these cup type things. If you looked behind, if I could turn the camera behind, you would see all the cups and sippers we've had. I've got so many from Harry Potter. I was going to buy another Harry Potter one, and I thought, oh no, I can't. I remembered I had 2 or 3 at home already, so I've got to stop buying those ones. But yeah, these type of things, I see them in the park. I want them because they become collector's items. But as Kelly says, unless you're going to sell them,
they're not an investment. It's just junk and clutter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Because a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I'll buy it for an investment," but it's only an investment if you have the intention to sell it.
But I never said it was an investment.
So then it's not an investment. So I've told this story before, but there was a guy at work and he collected Pokemon cards, and he got some like real rare ones. And what he did for his engagement, he sold one for like £7,000. And then he booked him and his girlfriend at the time, who then became his fiance. I don't know if they did a trip to Italy or somewhere like that. He hired a photographer, flew the photographer over, obviously paid for the photographer's trip and all that, and a room, and then got the restaurant. The restaurant created this heart with flowers and blah, blah, blah. He had a photographer from a distance take pictures and all of this type of stuff. But he sold it. And then when he did the proposal, he sold one card for 4,000, and then when he was doing his wedding, he sold he had multiple cards, so he sold one for £7,000 and all. I don't even know how much his wedding cost because but yeah, he sold and then he had a friend who had a mobile phone type shop or something like that. And when they didn't sell all the mobile phones, well, there's nothing to do with him. So he would then take them, sell them on eBay, and sell them to people at work. And then he would make a lot of money that way. And then any sweets, so his dad owned a sweet shop. Any sweets that were about to go off or whatever, he would take those and sell them to people at work, because obviously you're just going to eat them and stuff like that. But he made so much money on doing all of these side hustles that he could have a big wedding and all that. But it just shows you, by just saving things like Pokemon cards and then with the intent to sell them, how much you can sell things for.
So that's a very long-winded way of saying no, we don't do. We're really bad. We don't sell them.
Yeah.
However, what was interesting Kelly wanted to get a pair of. They were doing a special on Alice in Wonderland ears. It was exclusive to Epcot. Now
For Flower and Garden Festival.
That's right. Now they were completely sold out and had been for weeks. You tried to get them. They're going on eBay for $240. They're normally $34 to buy them brand new. They're going for $240.
And I only saw one person wear them, and I just thought, oh, I really want that. Oh, it's Alice in Wonderland. Oh, and it said Flower and Garden Festival. But the thing is, when you get the festival ears, because they're only there for that festival.
Yeah.
So with ears like this, they'll be there for the year. So you can, at multiple times of that year, you can go and get these until they don't produce them anymore. But that specific is only for Flower and Garden Festival. And because Flower and Garden Festival was coming to the end, I didn't manage to, they're not going to restock them. So I didn't manage to get any, which was a real shame.
But it just goes to show, if you can get them, you can make quite a bit if that's your intention to actually sell them on. Kirsty said, did you spot a Panera bread? Do you know, funny you should say that, Kirsty. I went into Walmart and they have all these little cards that you can do like Cheesecake Factory, and you basically give them as gift cards. And they had a Panera bread gift card in there.
Yeah.
But we didn't spot. We did
pass one.
That's true. Yes,
brown. It's brown with mustard or yellow writing on it.
That was in a taxi, wasn't it?
We did pass it, but it wasn't anywhere in our vicinity. It was only because we were going in a taxi somewhere that we passed one a couple of times.
We did go to the Olive Garden though. We did manage to get to the Olive Garden, Kirsty. So that will be one of the reviews that we do. So. One thing we were really bad at is when we said we'll go outside, we'll do our final thoughts. So in London, we do it automatically because we were in the park. We were just enjoying ourselves, and there's about 3 or 4 videos we haven't done final thoughts to. So we're gonna have to shoot it here. Remember what we ate, and then shoot it here. But
there were a couple of times where we didn't close out the video, right? So in the end, I just done a blanket. Sorry, if you're seeing this message, it's because we forgot to do blah blah blah. And that's the message that you'll get. Anytime that I forgot to close out the video, which was quite often, you're going to get that blanket message.
Where are we? Sam said, show the bottle. Sorry, we got distracted.
Which bottle? This one?
No, on your phone.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, Sam, we got distracted. Yeah, we did. We thought it was really cute. Look at this. So this is what Sam got Zachary. That is really good. Smile.
Yeah.
Does the thing at the top? Oh no! I thought it lit up at the top.
No, that's a sipper.
There's a sipper bar. That's really cool. That's sweet. It looks like it glows. You can actually see what's in his the liquid you put in his tummy.
Yeah.
Sam said, "I have 2 bottles on his teddy, and the other one is a duck." Oh, does he like his little sipper coon?
Mm.
They're good actually if you have the little straps like this.
Yeah.
So you can just wear it around your body. Jensen said, me and Mummy and Daddy wear wristbands for the whole time.
Oh yeah, so you're staying in a resort.
So if you've got that on there, that means you can have
it's normally unlimited drinks and stuff like that because it's all it's an all-inclusive resort, I should imagine. That's when you get your wristband.
From the start until the finish. Yeah, so hopefully you get unlimited drinks, Jensen.
Yeah.
You get unlimited ice cream. Right, where are we? Mark and Kelly, you look tired. Yeah, we are. We've not slept for about 15-16 hours, so I think we are a bit tired. But
running on adrenaline at this moment.
Jensen said, Mark and Kelly, what's your favourite subject at school? Mine is PE and science. Well, gosh, probably mine would have been, I reckon, art. I loved art, and I loved English actually.
Drama.
There you are.
Mine was drama. I didn't mind history so much, but it was drama.
What was everybody's favourite subject?
Yeah.
At school? If you're my age, that's a long time ago. But yeah, if you, what was your favourite subject at school? Let us know. Put it in the chat. Richard, hello.
Hey, Richard. How you?
How you been? I was gonna see you. I haven't seen you for a bit. How's things? Everything good? Sam said hello to Richard. Jensen said, "Are you glad to be home?"
Yes.
I would say yeah. Do you know what, Jensen? Actually, we were. When we were in there, although Florida is amazing and it's great and it's hot, it is always nice to be home, actually.
It really is nice to be home. And, a lot of people say, oh, could you live there? And if I had been younger, yes, I could have seen myself living there when I was younger. But going on holiday somewhere and living somewhere are two totally different things. It's not the same thing. And I think people seem to forget that. But I would have lived there when I was younger, when I was more malleable and stuff like that. And I could have, you know, sort of dealt with a lot of things. But I don't think I could do it now. I think that the time for me to have moved away has passed. Not that it's passed. I mean, if we found somewhere that we really wanted to move to, we would probably contemplate it. But no, I can't imagine myself living anywhere now. I think UK is that's it for me.
I mean, that being said, I've got to say it's so nice in Florida that you've got the weather that's nice all year round.
All year round for us, nice for us. For the Floridians.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that's one thing I really don't like about the UK is the winters. I'm finding it really difficult to get through UK winters now.
Yeah. I think I would find it difficult to deal with the hurricanes there.
Oh yeah,
and the tornadoes. I would find that difficult.
Yeah. So we obviously while we were out there, hurricane season had just started. So it did absolutely lash it down. As you guys saw on my birthday, I couldn't believe it. So it absolutely bucketed down.
That wasn't a hurricane, though.
No, that wasn't a hurricane, but it was torrential rain. Because he said, "Oh, looking forward to your Olive Garden review." Yeah, so we did a few others, but actually, we hadn't done Olive Garden for 6-7 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised. The staff were really nice. The food was nice. We will show it, and it's absolutely plentiful. One thing I've got to say is that UK restaurants can learn a lot from the United States. A lot. Especially things like, I mean, I would order like a drink and the waiter would come around and just replace it. And I thought, oh God, I have to pay for this. And it's not, it's all free refills.
Yeah.
And you don't get that in England. There's very few places that do free refills. Toby Carvery being one.
Toby Carvery being one. But also, they do this thing called a to-go cup where if you had fountain drinks, and what I mean by that is, you know, the drinks fountain where you go and you just put your cup under and all of that. You can then that and iced tea, that you can then afterwards ask for a to-go cup. So as you're leaving, they actually put it in a cup to go. And a friend of mine, she was here from the States. And she goes, "Oh my God, y'all don't have a to-go cup." And she was in the restaurant and she goes, "Oh, can I get a to-go cup?" And they were like, "What's that?" They were completely confused and baffled, and they said, "No, we don't do that here."
No, exactly. So we could definitely learn from that. Where are we? Jen says, "How long does it take you to get from the airport to your house?" We do it in 1 hour and 6 minutes, and that picture is cute and great. Oh, I'm glad you like it. So
probably takes about an hour.
Yeah, it's over an hour. It is over an hour. Probably about 1:20.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Jensen? And it really, really, really depends on the traffic. So we went about 5 a.m. to the airport, and it took about 45 minutes. There was nothing on the roads, but on the way back, obviously there's a lot more on the road. So it really, really does depend.
It just depends on traffic, but I would say on the whole, probably about an hour and 20, I'd say.
Karina said, Karina, how are you?
Hi, Karina, I hope you're well.
Thank God it's Friday, Mark and Kelly. What have I missed? Well, you missed, we went to Florida for 2 weeks, and we have just come back today.
I'm sure Karina joined us on one of our
Yeah, you did. I know. You're joking.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what we've done. We've just come back. We've just done a few of our haul. Some bits and bobs, or the little junk that we bought from Florida, as I'm showing bits and bobs from it. We got really into these pin badges, actually. Richard's Adventures, if you're still on, these are the sort of thing you would like. So what I do now is I have a little backpack. The one that gave me a bad back, but I normally take that whenever we go filming.
I don't think that gave you a bad back.
No, there we are. My little lightsaber look. See, that was pretty cool. So that's little things like that, key rings and stuff that we're putting on our little backpack.
I bought this one, which I really love, which has got like an old puzzle. So back in the day, if you're as old as Mark and I, you'll remember these sort of puzzles. This is a miniature version.
Is that going to zoom in? So that you take out that little circular piece, and then you can just move the pieces left, right, and centre.
Yeah. So I don't know. You used to get them in stockings. Christmas stockings years and years ago. And they were just, and I was just like, I have to have it. I'm sorry, but I have to have it. And I'll put it on my bag. And yeah, it's just one of these little puzzles, and you would get them as a kid, and yeah.
We've got loads more. We do have a few bits and bobs of food to try. We won't do it this live. We'll do it when we're a bit more compos mentis.
And then I bought, so I've gotten into this thing of stickers and decals and putting them on my laptop or putting them on my suitcase. And we got a few.
There's more over there. Yeah, I'll dig a few out, and then we got a few. Kirsty said I had to get several T-shirts, so I've lied. But yeah. So we did loads of that as well. We did buy lots of merchandise from over there. So Cot, you'll be glad I bought a few new Disney shirts.
And I bought this from Super Mario World. Did we do a live from Super Mario World? Did we do
Yes,
live?
we did.
I've got to say, no, we didn't. We videoed it.
I thought we did.
We did a live at Harry Potter.
Oh
we
yeah, that
did
was
a
right.
live.
Yes, you're right. We did that live from Ministry of Magic, but because it obviously it takes so long to get around the parks, I think we'd stop the live at that point.
I've got to say, if you have a chance to go to Florida, so I was never a gamer and all of that, and I'm still not really a gamer, but I've got to say, I was so impressed with Super Mario World. It was like you were inside the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never known anything like it before, but it was like you were inside the game. It was brilliant. Really, really well thought out. I really was impressed by it for sure.
It's the closest I've ever been to actually being in a live Nintendo game. It was really incredible how they did it. I was actually in awe of it.
Yeah.
Where are we? Jensen said last year we had an aircraft change from an A321 to an A320. It was all sorted out in the end.
Oh,
so you managed.
Okay.
That's good actually. So we've never had to do that. Although I think we told you last year when we went to Florida, the plane was about to take off, and then the pilot said, "What? This is at your birthday. The Americans are going to launch a rocket in Florida, so we've been told we can't take off. They've cleared the airspace. So what we end up having to do is rather than going across the Atlantic, we had to go around up towards Canada and then go across Greenland and that way. So of course it added loads of extra time onto the journey.
I don't remember that, but yeah. I don't remember.
You were sitting on the plane.
I know. I don't. The thing is, Mark remembers everything about a flight, and I just forget it. I'm just like, once it's done, that's filed away, and so I don't remember that one at all.
Tia said, I like hot weather, but not when it's sticky heat. So Tia, at the moment, it's 35 degrees out there. It was when we left, and it's sod's law. It'd been raining all week, and then the day we left was beautiful, cloudless skies, but it was hot.
On the day that we did Epcot, that was when your back was really hurting.
Yeah.
And I sat down, and because Mark took you off, and then I was looking after all the stuff because his bag was there, and my bag, and then the other bits of camera equipment, that because I had set it up so we were going to sit in one place. And then Mom was like, "Oh, I'll take you over. My back is better now." And then the next day, obviously, his back hurt because he pushed it. But anyway, when we were there, it was so hot, and I sweated so much. I had all the salt from my skin just sitting on my body. It was that's how hot it was. And I couldn't get up from the space because all of our stuff was there, and I couldn't carry it on. I really needed to go to the toilet, and I was thinking, I hope Mark's going to be back soon. But that day was so hot.
Because that's what I wanted to show you going. So Sam rightly pointed out the castle, the Japanese castle. And that was the bit where I had to stop the video probably because it was so wet on my birthday. So I wanted to go back and do the rest of the land from there. I love reveal, said Karina. Yes, I remember those puzzles, and the lightsaber is cute. It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really good. So I can have that. There was one guy who had it on his hat. And he just kept turning it on like that. So I'll have that on my backpack. We did have loads more others, but I don't know where they all are. They're all in little bags somewhere.
What are you talking about? Oh, pins. We didn't buy too many pins this time. I did. I've got the King Kong pin, so I've got this one.
I've got one here. Hang on.
But I don't remember us buying loads of pins. Maybe Mark did, but I don't remember.
No, I definitely bought.
I bought like a little Harry Potter keyring, but I don't know where that is at the moment.
The trouble is, I put them on all different bits and bags.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I should have been more organised. I did have a few. There's a few more bits and bobs. So we did go. So they had this. This is the one I wanted to get. So Jaws is celebrating its anniversary. So I wanted to get that look. That was the Amityville Island. You can just about make out Jaws biting the boat in there. I really wanted to get that pin badge. What else did I get?
Oh, so Mark got a lot of pins this year.
I did. That's your annual pass holder. If that's any long pajamas. Oh yeah, that was it. That was a pass holder one. You got a phone call?
That will be. I can't decline it because that'll be. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just let it ring off. Where are we? So yeah, we did a few more bits and bobs, but do you know what? I love those Grinch pajamas. Those were that is purchased. Now I've been wanting to get these for ages, and because they were in the sale, I thought I'd have to get those as well. So.
And the thing was, they did them. So there's an annual pass holder lounge in Islands of Adventure, and you can go in, you can sit down, you can charge up all your things, and then they do all of these like annual pass holder things, and we even got free badges and stuff.
Oh, and you bought me this for my birthday.
Yes.
So that's my little.
You found it then?
Yeah, I found it in the end. I was a bit worried I'd lost it.
He's like, I can't find the nice shirt you bought me, and I was like, I'm sure it's there somewhere.
So you'll see that one definitely on one of our other Mark and Kenny kits and things. Anyway,
where's the little thing that I got you? The drink bottle.
Oh, it's here. It's here. So again, always good to stay hydrated.
So Mark saw this one. I got this for his birthday as well.
I did like that. So that was quite a nice one.
You were very spoiled this birthday.
I was. I think I deserve everything of it.
We had a capture your moment, so he got his photographs taken. He got the water bottle. He got the shirt, business class flights. You got the little the astronaut that projects.
Yeah, I did very well. Actually, I did very well. I cannot complain.
And then there was a book that I got him, which so there is a guy on TikTok, and he talks about all these like special history areas in London. And he's done a couple of books, and I got you one of those books.
Yeah, you did.
As well.
Lovely, thank you. So, St. Cot said, did you manage to go to Space 220 again? St. Cot, we did, and also they've got new desserts. So they were incredible. The desserts were incredible. I will obviously that will come up again on our video, so yeah. I will show that one again.
Although, and we did say it was a birthday, and they didn't do anything birthday-ish.
No, they didn't. They did, and actually, fact, they've only done that one year. That was last year for my birthday.
No, they did one for me, didn't they?
Oh, was it for you? They've only done it once.
Yeah.
2 desserts, Mark. Make that 3 desserts.
It was 2 mains, Mark.
There was 3 desserts they brought out. I'm sorry, St. Cot, I did all 3. I've got to do 2 because 2 mains, Mark does go well. Or it could be many mains, Mark. I know I'm getting really bad now. I'll tell you something. If I lived in the United States, I would be about 40 stone because
even on the plane, because they did this beautiful salmon dish, and I gave Mark mine. So you had yours,
yeah,
and then you ate mine.
And I said that. I said St. Cot would call me 2 starters, Mark. Where are we? Yeah, so we did do it. I'm really looking forward to showing that video actually, because I hope you guys would like that. Karina said, in Super Mario World, did you have the boxes in the air that you can punch?
Yes.
Yes. Now this I thought was a bit of a con. Now you pay, I think you and I paid about £120 each to get into this. So we paid. We bought roughly about 100. We bought all our tickets well in advance, but because Epic Universe is new and separate, it's £120 to get in. So it's quite a lot of money to get in. So bear in mind, I think, well, you paid your entrance fee. You should be able to do a lot of the stuff as part of that entrance
package. Yeah,
but no. If you wanted to play in the Super Mario things, like punching the boxes and doing stuff like that, they had loads of little interactive games you could do. You had to buy a Super Mario watch. Now, it didn't actually tell the time. What it did is it would collect the points. So every time you like punching that boxes or you were doing something else, like they had a almost like a barrel you had to roll. And as you kept rolling the barrel, one of the mushrooms would come up from the game, and then you got points for that. But then you would scan your points on this watch. Now the watch was $45. It's about £36. So, and you can use it nowhere else but in the park. It's not, you can't use it to tell the time or anything like that. It's just a watch strap and it collects there. And I thought, hang on a second, if I paid £120 to get into the park, why am I now having to pay another $45 or
just to play the interactive
just to play an
games.
interactive game? I did think that was a bit naughty. So just be wary if anybody does go to Epic Universe and you want to do the interactive, and that's just from Super Mario World, nothing else. But yeah, it was good fun though, I have to say. Enjoy. We will, and Jensen, you enjoy.
Yeah.
I hope you have a wonderful time in Lanzarote.
I'm sure you will.
If you can, I don't know where you're staying, but if you can get your parents to take you to Puerto del Carmen, that's my favorite place. With there's loads of shops there. It's quite a nice beach there.
They are building up. I'm assuming. Well, I can imagine where you are going, but they're building up that area quite a bit as well. I mean, that area was already built up, but they're building even more by that.
2 desserts, Mark. I was going to say. So yes, but these desserts were incredible. They were all shaped like planets. I can't wait to do this video. I think you'll really enjoy that one. I tried to send you pictures, but not sure if it's working. They keep disappearing. I did want to see the other cup you got, Zachary. Has it come through? So the bear one we got. Oh, hang on. Oh, what's this? It has come through.
Interesting.
Is this a wall? Hang on, let me get my head out of shot.
There you go.
Is this a sculpture, Sam, or is this a wall?
There's that one. Oh, is this the Great Wall of China?
Where's this? This does look, this looks like or it could actually be South American. It's difficult to work out from here. Karina said, I agree, that watch should be included, or you can rent it. I told you, this is the thing, Karina. Is this in South America? Or is Sam? That's part of Osaka Castle. Oh, I see. The stones, look at the stones, incredible.
Giant.
So, of course, that's what they've done the replica based upon. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's good. But do you know what? That's what I love about Epcot. If you're not able to get to those places around the world and you're living in the US, you've got them all just there in one little area. But yeah, the Osaka Castle was absolutely really intriguing, and the shops in there were amazing. Karina said, about the watch. Yeah, that's what I thought. But because I said to Kelly, I said, guess how much these watches are? You went, go on. I said, $45. So you've just paid to get into the park, and then you've got to. But it's all money, and I get it because they've spent so many hundreds of millions of dollars on this park that they want to try and recoup it. But
it's true.
But I just thought you've got the merch there. Everybody's buying merch anyway. There's so much stuff there to get. Why would you then go and charge another $45 for that?
Yeah, they're trying to get the money back, but once you start paying that money, they're not gonna. And what impressed me most, because it's an amazing park. If you get to go, you 100% need to go to the park for sure. Some of the stuff is just so. And what they did was, so they invited all like big YouTubers, big social media people, and all of that type of stuff, as well as the VIPs and blah blah blah. And so they got the first go so that they could advertise it and all of this type of stuff. Then they opened it up to annual pass holders, and I missed out because they were only doing it. So they were only doing the tickets up to April. So, and obviously we were going after April, so I couldn't get the tickets then. And then they opened it so that you could go in May, but I missed it by 20 minutes. It was all sold out. Then they did a second batch, and as far as I'm aware, all of these were for pass holders, only annual pass holders. And so we managed to get it, and we got the tickets and stuff like that. But it was on the day that our ticket ran out and all of this. And then we had to sort of like extend the ticket and all of this type of stuff. But it worked and it was fine. And we went and we had an amazing time. However, it later transpires that it's been opened up to everyone and not just annual pass holders. Now, we were lucky because it wasn't packed, but on the day that we went, and it does say technical rehearsal on it. So the fact that they've opened it up to everyone suggests that they're trying to make as much money as they can in order to obviously pay for the park, because obviously it would cost a lot of money to build this park. Not that, and I don't know what they have to worry about really, because everyone's going to go to this park regardless. But the thing that impressed me is that there's a hotel inside the park. And so if you're staying at, and this hotel is not cheap, it's like $600 a night, over $600 a night. So not quite 700, but 650, whatever it is. Now, if you do stay in a Universal or Disney hotel, you can get into the relevant parks an hour earlier before anybody else. But the problem was, when we went to get tickets, they didn't say to us, oh, the park opens at this time. So we had to guess. I had been watching TikToks. There was queues of people trying to get in and all of this. And I just thought, oh, God, we're going to get there and it's going to be a queue. We had to wait ages for the bus. There wasn't a regular bus. So we get to Universal Studios and then there's a bus that takes you. We had to wait ages and stuff like that. And then we finally got there, but I didn't know there was a hotel inside the park.
No, I had no idea. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I really look forward to, like I said, when you do that video, that's going to be what I'm really looking forward to you doing.
Yeah.
Because it was so good to do.
It will probably be longer than half an hour. There's just so much to show you.
Richard said, I went to Coruscant yesterday.
Oh.
Made an actual film short in a real place. What was it like? What were you doing there? Let us know what you were reviewing. Sam said, that's part of Osaka Castle. Oh, yeah, I read that one. They are very similar megaliths to South America. And the, I can't read that one. Is it Osirian in Egypt?
Let's have a look.
There.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's right. Because the structures as well, it's incredible how they've all sort of followed the same sort of building patterns, even though a lot of these cultures never actually mixed. But yeah, I love those sort of stone structures as well, because I couldn't work out if it was South American or Asian. But yeah, that was beautiful. Karina's got a stunned expression. Yeah, like I said, we were blown away by it, I have to say. The trouble is now for Universal is that park is so more ahead than the others.
Yeah,
they've got to now try and make the others catch up to that.
But the thing is, I've got to say, the thing that's really saved Universal compared to Disney, because Disney does like really good detail and stuff like that, and the food is a bit more superior. There are little bits and pieces that make Disney what it is. But I've got to say, when it comes to Harry Potter, Universal have got it on lock. If you go to Hogsmeade, or if you go to Diagon Alley, and now they've made the French Quarter. So in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, they've got the French Quarter. And we didn't even get a chance to go into the Ministry of Magic. So basically, when we entered into the park, there was no 11 o'clock slot, so we couldn't log on. We couldn't do the virtual queue. And they said, right, it's going to be at 3. So all those people who got there who wanted to go on at 11 will not be able to go on 11. They'll have to do the virtual queue for 3. I forgot about it because we had just done the live.
Yeah.
So I didn't get on the one at 3. Now, it never said anything about 6 o'clock. So I didn't even bother to try to get on for 6 o'clock. So we missed it totally. So that was a bit upsetting. And then I was thinking, oh, maybe we should go on our last day. Maybe we should go on a Wednesday. And then like we were dealing with things. And I thought, oh, am I going to put pressure on us and all of this? So in the end, we went to Epcot, which is my favorite park. And we just had a really good time there. And we showed you around and stuff like that. And then, yesterday or today or whatever it was, we did a bit of international drive. We went for something to eat at Bahama Breeze. And then we went to Walgreens or Walmart, and then that was it. And then a few hours later we were home.
Now, the only disappointing thing for Epic Universe is they're having a lot of teething problems. So about 4 or 5 of the rides were not working when we went. Now, after paying all that money, you'd want them to work. So they did just bear that in mind if anybody is planning on going soon. I think they do have to get that sorted.
Yeah, and I did complain a little bit in that video because I felt like we had gone to Starbucks.
Sorry.
We'd gone to Starbucks and then Mark ordered us some drinks. And so this was our first thing, and we were there, and Mark's drink came, and I was just waiting.
Oh God, yeah, that.
And then I was waiting.
Oh yeah, that incident.
And then I was waiting, and then I went up to one of the girls, and I said, "Oh, I've been waiting here a while. Like, is my drink being?" She goes, "Yeah, they're on it." She didn't even bother to go and check to see if they were on it, and we were waiting there for what? 45 minutes?
Yeah.
People were getting their drinks before me and all of this sort of nonsense. And I just thought, I'm not having this. So I went up to another girl, the actual girl who took her order. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, I'll have a look at it." And then she went off. And I don't know what was happening. And they went back to the ticket and they saw this, that, and the other. And I was just like, 15 minutes later, I was still waiting. So I just went up to another lady and I was just like, I just want to get a refund. I just said, I'm tired of waiting now. So she goes, "Yeah, sure." And then she had to get somebody else. And I assumed she was a manager. And I said to her, "I don't like to complain, but I've been waiting here for ages. There's been 20 people, roughly, that have been served before me. So my partner got his drink. I am still waiting." And I said, the problem is I spoke to the first girl and she didn't even bother to check to see where my drink was or anything. She goes, "Yeah, they're on it." And I said, and that's the problem. I said, as soon as I had stressed that I had not received my drink, the first thing is she should have tried to find out, but she didn't even bother. She just said, "Oh, they're on it." And by this time, and then I had to come and speak to somebody again about it. She checked the ticket and still my drink wasn't being worked on. And then she goes, "Oh, yeah, but it's being worked on now." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's too late now." Anyway, she refunded the money. She goes, "Look, I can make you one right on the phone." She goes, like, "What size you are? I'll promise I'll do it now." And I was just like, "No, don't worry." No, she goes, "I'll do it right now, right this second." And I was just like, "Oh, okay then." And then she made me a venti. But we didn't pay 100 and whatever pounds for tickets to be standing in Starbucks for the majority of the... Do you know what? And I just felt like that just set the tone, not for the day, but
don't let a drink spoil your day.
Yeah, but it was just so annoying. And I said to her, and I said, "I do appreciate that you are busy, and I can see that you are busy. However, it should not take this long for me to receive a drink." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry, blah blah blah." And and true to her word, she made me a drink and all of that. But I just thought, Mark was getting annoyed by the minute. He's getting so annoyed.
Yeah, I'm just having that. Karina said, "Would you ever go to Disneyland in California?"
I would go to Disneyland. I understand that it is a lot smaller. I have sort of seen sort of parts of it. But yes, I would. The only problem with California is it's not as easy to get around as it is in, let's say, Florida. I've never really been. Maybe it could be a little bit like Dallas, where everything is in the middle of nowhere, I guess. But it is a time where we probably would use a lot of Uber and a lot of Lyft because nothing is near.
Do you know what? I have to say that for Uber and Lyft in the US, it is so, well, I can only speak for Florida, but it is so cheap. I was so impressed. Like the journey we took from the airport to our house it cost me £80, right? That same journey in the States cost about 20. It's so much cheaper.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only 20 minutes away. So it's going to be cheaper from the airport to the hotel.
Yeah, true. But I think I would just say in general, it's just cheaper.
Yeah, in general, it is a lot more reasonable. I mean, Uber here is still better than if you're going to use a black taxi or something like that. And if you hit Uber at the right time, it can be quite reasonable. We did use a lot of Uber and Lyft when we were there. We don't have Lyft here.
No, we don't have Lyft here. So Lyft is basically another version of Uber.
Yes, but we do have Bolt and we have Uber here. But we didn't use Bolt while we were there, but we did use Uber and Lyft. And I've got to say, it was really easy to get around. So I've tried to do a comprehensive transportation guide of where you can be picked up. So if you're staying at the Avanti, where it picks you up at the Avanti and where it drops you off in each park. The only park that we didn't do this time around was Animal Kingdom. But other than that, we did. And the thing with Epcot as well, and they call it ride and share. Where the ride and share drops you in Epcot is a little bit difficult because when you're leaving Epcot, there's signage that takes you all the way around, but you don't need to go all the way around. You can just actually cut through to where the buses are, which I do show in one of the videos. But yeah, it's using ride and share, which is what they call it, like which is your Ubers and your Lyfts. It's slightly difficult only from where they pick you up and where they drop you off, because there's a specific parts, and it's only as you get to know going and all of that where those specific parts are. But yeah, it was pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh, Sanson is pronounced Osirian. And it's an amazing place which I would adore to visit. Sam, where if you could go anywhere in the world, which place would you go to? That's one for you. So, like I said, country that you could go and explore.
And that's open to everyone.
Yeah, which country would you guys most like to go to explore? If you want to, let's say you want a free ticket, you and the family, to any place in the world. It can be, you can make it specific, like we did Florida or Orlando, or you could make it even more generic, like China. But where would it be, and where would you like to visit? Karina said it's cheaper for you because the British pound is much stronger in value than the US dollar.
Do you know what? So
it is a bit of rip off Britain, though, I gotta say, Karina.
Right. And the dollar is, so when we were going, it was almost pound for pound.
Yeah,
it was only pound for dollar. Yeah, because so
after that was shortly after Brexit.
It was like $1.10 per pound. Now it's roughly about $1.29. So again, it's not that much difference, really. I remember going when it was almost $2 so per pound. So you're looking at 170. If you were looking at 170, 180, then yes, it would be a lot cheaper. But also what you have to remember is that US gets paid a lot more, almost triple, if not quadruple, to what we get paid in the UK.
The only thing that did shock me in the US, for price-wise, was the price for your fruit and vegetables. My God, I was gobsmacked. It's so much cheaper than the UK. So I think we spotted I think they had a pack of peppers, which was $16, 16 for 4 peppers. That would be £1, £2 in the UK, so $3 or $4. I was absolutely gobsmacked.
A lot of things are more expensive now, I found, in the US. So even like just general things, and you're just like, whoa, that's quite expensive. And even when you went to the Walmart to buy water, was like $5 or something like that.
I know, but think it was outrageous. I was like, whoa, it's £1 here, £1 or £2.
Yeah.
So there you go. Right, here we go. So comments. So Sam would be Egypt. That would be the place she would most like to go to. Now you've got to be careful in Egypt. I think they do say if you are going to Egypt and you're going tourist, they do recommend tourists have guards with them.
Yeah, a lot of excursions will provide guards.
Yeah. But I would love to go to Egypt. I'd be fascinated by the culture. Definitely the pyramids. Go and see the Sphinx. I think that would be incredible. Kat said Japan. Japan is supposed to be amazing. I had a friend of mine live in Japan for an entire year. He said it was amazing. One of the cleanest countries he said he'd ever been to. And he said the trust factor there is incredible. So there was one, he went to visit a temple, and the monk said, you cannot bring camera equipment in. So everyone left their camera equipment outside and went in. Now, you would never get that in the UK. All that camera equipment will be gone.
Yeah.
So the trust there is amazing. I'd also love to visit Turkey and Iran. So again, more for the cultural bits. Definitely Turkey. There was a documentary which absolutely shocked me. Most obese country in Europe? Turkey.
Really?
That absolutely shocked me. I thought it was the UK. UK second, but it was Turkey. Richard said, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and now Oh, sorry, and now Treads. I'm becoming very popular finally. Your videos, nice break when I edit and upload. Nice, Richard. Well done. Well done. Queenie said, see, I'm learning so much from you because London was expensive for me. Now, do you know what? I agree. London is expensive. But funny, London's a bit of an outlier, Queenie. You do find outside London is slightly cheaper. But London can be a bit expensive. But obviously, we're just comparing it from different places in the States.
Yeah.
So, of course, Florida has got, as you know, because you've got different tax rates for different areas and stuff.
But the thing that the US does well, that the UK does not, is sales.
Oh, yeah, your sales are amazing.
In the US, the sales are wild. They're what? Here in the UK, they're rubbish. It's almost like a form of trickery because like a few months before they'll put the prices up and then they'll put the prices down as if it was in the sale or no, it wasn't. It was ring and then you put it up and then you put it back down. There's actually a documentary about it, about how we do sales and the mindset and stuff like that. But it was like it's not, we don't have the best of sales here. Even when you go to outlets and stuff like that, they're not very good.
Our VAT is huge here. So I think your VAT, depending on the state, varies, but anything from about 8% to about 10% is 20% in the UK. So it's a lot higher.
Yeah.
Karina said you would love to go to Egypt as well.
Ooh.
Sam said only 3% of Turkey is in Europe and 50% of the population. The goods scene looks so good. Do you know what? I've got to say,
Do you mean the food scene?
Yeah, food scene. I think, the goods. I was going to say the food. I love Turkish food. I've got where I work, there's quite a lot of Turkish restaurants. Like I said, I love Turkish food. I really do. I do work with a few Turkish people, and they always recommend me certain places to go to. Right, we'll end the live soon because you're falling asleep.
Sorry, my eyes are like.
Tia said, "What have you guys eaten for dinner?" So we did takeout. We did Chinese takeout just because we just cooked. We're too tired to cook.
Yeah,
so
I had a Thai green curry, a chicken and prawn Thai green curry. I had some prawn toast, and I've got some chicken wings and some crispy seaweed because you know you got to have crispy. And crispy seaweed is so expensive. It's just so expensive
and it's just
for
cabbage.
no reason. For no reason.
It's not seaweed, it's cabbage.
I know.
Tia said, "I've eaten healthily all week. I'm treating myself to an honest burger." Good.
Good for you. Do you know what? I'm going to adopt that attitude. Go on.
I was going to say we are the complete opposite because we've been away. We have really eaten so unhealthily the last fortnight.
Yeah. And I said to Mark, I would like to get up in the morning and go for walks because we've been walking non-stop for hours and more Mark than me because I'll take regular breaks. But my body was sore probably about the third day or whatever. There's a little bit of muscle memory there, but I was sore. And then on the last day, my body was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for it." And I was like, "Look at that, we're leaving." And I said to Mark, "We should go for a walk tomorrow."
Sam said, "Turkish barbecue cooked the same way it was thousands of years ago. Beautiful." I do love Turkish barbecue. It's fun. Do you know what as well, Sam? When they have this dish I love, which is they put vegetables in foil. It is so delicious and roast that. Tia said, "I'm addicted to fast food as default. Do need to learn myself off of it." Do you know what, Tia, though? That's the whole point. It's designed for you to get addicted to it. Lots of sugar, lots of salt. I was going to say, I'm going to have to wean my way off now because my sugar intake, it quadrupled over the last 2 weeks.
See, the thing is, I've always been... So it took me So I would drink quite a lot of fizzy drinks. And then it took me a while just to sort of like flat out drink water for the majority of the time. And every now and again, I might have a little fizzy drink, but water. Since, was it May or November when we went last year, I've been drinking non-stop iced teas and this and that. And we just got like 4 new drinks or 3 new drinks in the kitchen, but 2 of them are the same. And then we've got 2 different ones of cran. One is like cran white peach and then cran mango, and then I don't know what. Oh, cran watermelon. I thought I picked up the pineapple one as well, but I didn't. I just picked up the watermelon one. And I just, and we put it in our suitcases and all of this. And I've just drunk some of the cran white grape because we had 2 of them. So I thought, oh, let's start with the cran white peach because we've got 2 of them. But yeah, it's just been
Drinking your calories.
Drinking your calories is the worst. The worst.
Anyway, guys, Madam's falling asleep.
I
so
am. I'm really tired.
I'm afraid we'll end the live there only because we're so jet lagged. So we are going to probably go to bed right now. But guys, thank you so much for joining us on the live, and thank you so much for following us throughout our holiday trip.
Our little journey, yeah.
We really do appreciate it. Apologise we couldn't do a live every day. We were really trying to, the weather permitting.
Your back.
My back bit, and there was a couple of times I think we managed to book restaurants, but the trouble is they were started right back on 6 o'clock UK time.
So we did sort of like late lunches. So there was one where we went to Cheddar's, but it had been raining and you had a bad back as well. So that day we didn't do one. And then after that deluge on your birthday, we didn't do, I think, a couple after that.
But the next couple of days absolutely poured it down, so we weren't able to do one. But anyway, we are back in the UK. As Jensen said, bye-bye, enjoy, and bye-bye, and melt cheese.
And don't forget, Jensen, have a wonderful, amazing holiday.
Oh, Karina said, do we have Waterloo water there? I've not heard of Waterloo water.
Never heard of Waterloo.
Is that a company? I'll have to look that up. No, I've not heard of it, Karina. Unless anybody else has heard of it, I don't think so. But I have noticed actually when we were in the States, there was a whole load of crisp companies that they had, or chips. And I've never heard of them, but they mark them as British things. So it could be like a regional thing. I don't know. Anyway, guys, do look after yourself. Thank you so much for joining us. That's it for Mark and Kelly Trip Tips and Things this week, but we will be back Tuesday, 6:30 UK time, as we normally do. Until then, as I say, look after yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And we will look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay. And like I said, if you want to catch up with our holidays and you want to see what we did, if you didn't happen to join our lives or anything like that, then hop on over to MK Vacays, where you can catch all the good stuff that we did, all the lives and stuff. And when I start editing the videos for the new stuff.
Karina said, thank you for sharing and helping me learn more about the differences between the UK and the US. Have a fantastic, safe weekend. Pleasure. Waterloo is 0 sugar. No, I've not had of that. I always just assumed Waterloo would be 0. Well, I am going to Google that because I want to do that. I do want to have a look at it. Sparkling fizzy water. Right, I'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, look after yourselves. Do take care, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye for now.